Getting this top started, we're first going to grab our very cute category 4 yarn. We're going to make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and we're first going to start off by making a chain that comes out to whatever length you want the bottom band to be, and mine is going to be 1 inch. Once we have our chain, we are going to block off the last chain that we did. We're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and then put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have going back down our chain. Once we put 1 double crochet into every loop going back down our chain, we're going to chain up 3. This counts as another double crochet, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to be going into every back loop for the rest of this bottom band. So we're prepared for a double crochet already. So we're going to insert our hook into that back loop with a double crochet. Let's do this one more time. Prepare for a double crochet. We're not going to be going in through both of these loops like how we normally do. We're just going to be going in through the back. And then we're going to keep doing this until we get to the end. Once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and then this is going to be more back loop double crochets until you get the length of the band that you guys want. In the next clip, I will show you guys the length. So we're not done doing our bottom band yet, but I just wanted to interrupt your workflow to talk about this yarn really quick. I'm sure you guys are wondering about it. This is a hand-dyed cotton yarn, and yes, it does have these little flecks in it. Oh my god, this camera doesn't do it any justice, but it is so cute. This is the entire cake that the wonderful, wondrous Lily Mo sent us, and this is beyond gorgeous. The camera doesn't do it any justice. She hand dyes everything herself. She has a bunch, and I for real mean a bunch of really gorgeous pieces in her Etsy shop. I will have that link for you in the description, and as well as her Instagram. And then if you guys actually follow the link that's in the description, you guys get a 10% off coupon code, and it'll be applied right away. If you guys do recognize her name, I do have another tutorial using one of her yarns, and that one is her gorgeous pink lemonade. This one is cotton candy. And I will have that one linked in the description as well as somewhere on the screen. But yeah, go ahead and please, please, please show her some love. She's been a supporter of the channel for God knows how long, probably since the beginning. And she is the absolute sweetest and extremely talented, as you guys can see. So go ahead and do that. If you guys show her some love, tell her that I sent you. And yeah, we will continue on with this piece. I'll meet you guys back once I have the link done. We now have our cute little 18-inch bottom border, and now we're going to start working on the body portion. And this is all going to be one big piece, but we're going to have a lot of different layers to it. So we're going to start off by doing this part. This part is going to be the back, and then we're going to eventually work our way up to the middle part, but we'll get to all that once we get there. Once we have our bottom band, the next thing we're going to do is chain up 1 and just do a row of single crochet along the top border, just to make this a little bit easier to do the next bit of the top. So into each of these side double crochets, we're just going to be putting 2 single crochets into each, and we're going to be going all the way down. Once we reach the end, I will show you guys what to do from there, so don't cut and tie. We now have our single crochet row going across the top of our bottom band, and now we're going to start working on the body portion. So what we're going to do from here, like I said, this is all going to be one really big piece. So from here, we're actually going to do a little chain, and then we're going to work our way in towards the side boob, because this is where the back is. So go ahead and make a chain of however long you guys need. Go ahead and put this up to yourself and see how high you want this to be. I'm going to make a chain of about 1.5 inches. And then when I have my chain, I'm going to block off that last chain, and then I'm going to chain up 1 and insert my hook into that chain that we just blocked off, or the second chain from the hook, and go ahead and single crochet all the way down. Once we get to the base, we're going to slip stitch it to the base, but I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there. We have single crocheted once into every loop going back down our chain. Now we're going to flip our work. If our work was facing the other way, you don't have to, but once we're here, we're going to slip stitch into the next loop. So we are currently into this loop, so we're going to skip this loop, go 1 loop up with a slip stitch, and that connects this first single crochet row, and then we're going to need to work our way up to the next row. So we're just going to slip stitch up the next row. Ooh, let's try that again. Like that. We're going to flip our work, and then we're going to do back loop single crochets. So into this first back loop, we're going to do a single crochet, and then, well, into every back loop, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to keep doing this, single crocheting into the back loop. Once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then single crochet back loop all the way down until we get to the base. We're going to slip stitch into the next loop, slip stitch up to get to the next loop to work our way up to the next row. There's a really loud car. And then we're going to do back loop single crochets going back. And then we're going to keep doing this for a little bit. We're going to keep doing this until this little chunk that we have right here gets to about your side boob. And then we're going to start expanding from there. But I'll show you guys how to do that once we get there, and I'll tell you guys the measurements in the next clip. We now have this super itty bitty chunk from where it goes to our back down to our side boob, and this is about 2.5 inches. So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to start doing our increases here. So how we're going to do our increases is, since we're at this end, we're going to slip stitch up to the next loop, yarn over, pull through, flip our work. Then we're going to do single crochet back loops until we get to the end, and then we're going to do an increase only on the outside so that it forms our cup peak. Not really a cup, but we're going to call it that for this video. So once we get here, we have our last loop left. We're going to do 1, 2 back loop single crochet into that same loop, and then that is how we increase. And from here, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then we're going to do another increase out here. So we're going to do an increase onto every row on the outside, not where the base is. So here's an increase. So here's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet into that same loop, and then single crochet into every back loop, going back down. Once when you reach the end, you're going to connect to the base, just like how we've been doing with slip stitches, and then working our way back, maintaining the increases on the outside. And then we're going to keep doing this until this chunk that we have reaches about mid boob, and then that is where my stitch marker is, but I'll meet you guys back once we have all of that done. So this is what we should have so far. We currently have our peak, and that is as high as we want it to get, and this is about 5 inches, and we do have our cutout already spaced out. And as for the cutout, I just made sure that I had the same amount of loops that I had on this side as I had on this side, because we don't want this to be uneven in any way. But once we have that, we're now going to start working on doing this little cutout portion. So from here, all we're going to do is chain up 1, flip our work, and then I'm going to go down with single crochets going into the back loops all the way down, but we're not going to connect to the base just like how we've been doing. We're actually going to do something else for the next row. So go ahead and do that until you get down to the last loop. We are now at our last loop into this row, so we're going to put 1 back loop single crochet into there, but we're not going to connect to the base just like how I said. What we're going to do from here is chain up 1, flip our work, and then we're going to do a decrease into this side. So we're going to insert our hook into that first loop, yarn over, pull through, into that second loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then from here, we're going to go in with back loop single crochets going all the way down. Once we reach the end, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then single crochet into the back loops all the way back down, leaving the last 2 loops because we're going to do another decrease. But I feel like you guys already know how to do that, so we're going to keep doing that until we meet this middle point. So into this gap that we made, I made sure that I measured out where the middle point was as well, and then as many loops as we have from one end to the middle point, we're going to do that many rows of this decreasing into every other row. And then once we have the same amount of rows, then we're going to do increases so that it can meet our way back down to this other end of our gap. So I'll meet you guys back until we get to the middle so I can show you guys how to do an increase. This is what we have so far. As you guys can see, I have the same amount of rows as I have the same amount of loops down here. And now we're going to start working on the increases so that it can curve back down and connect to this other side, closing off our gap. So since we ended up here, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and we're just going to go down putting 1 single crochet into every back loop that we have. And then once we get to the last loop, we're going to do an increase, but I'll show you guys how to do that once when we get there. We are now at our last loop, so what we're going to do is put an increase of 2. So into this last loop, just put 1, 2 single crochet, and then that is how we're going to work our way back down so that we can connect all of this together so that our gap can close. So just to show you guys how to work our way up to the next row, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and into this first loop we're going to put 2 single crochets into that back loop. So there's 1, there's 2, and then we're going to single crochet into every back loop going all the way down. Once we reach the end, chain up 1, single crochet into the back loop's back, do an increase into that last loop, and then we're going to keep doing that until we finish off this gap. So however many rows we have from this point to this point, we're going to do that many rows, and then we're going to connect into this loop right here, but I'll show you guys how to do that once we get there. So this is what we have once when we have all of this done. I have the same amount of rows as I have down here, the same amount of loops, and now we can go ahead and connect. So since I ended up here, I'm going to do a row of single crochet all the way down into the back loops, of course, all the way down, and then once we reach this stitch marker right here, we're going to connect with the slip stitch, but I'll show you guys how to do that once when I have my row of single crochet. We have now single crocheted all the way down, and what we're going to do is just slip stitch it into this stitch marker that we have to connect it, closing off our gap. And ta-da! That's what we have. And from here, we're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then now we're going to do the same thing that we did on this side, just on the other side. So from here, we started to do some increases to work our way up. Now we're going to do some decreases to work our way down. So we're going to put 1 single crochet into every back loop, leaving the last 2 loops because we are going to do a decrease, and I'll show you guys how to do that once we get there. We've made our way all the way down, and we left the last 2 loops like we said we would, so we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, into that next loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then that is our decrease. We're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and we're going to do another decrease into this row. So insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then single crochet into every back loop going all the way down until we get to the base. We are going to slip stitch and then work our way back up, maintaining the decrease on the ends, and then we're going to do the same amount of rows as we have on this side where we're doing our increases. And then once when we have our decreases going all the way down, we're going to do this little blunt portion where we don't have anything to do, but I'll show you guys how to do that once when we get there. We now have the decreases all done, and if you guys want to fold it over, it should mirror what we have on the other side perfectly, and mine does. So once we have this, we are going to do just our regular rows of back loop single crochets, no increases, no decreases, nothing. Slip stitching into the base just like how we've been doing until we reach the end, and then I will show you guys what to do from there. We are now all finished with the main portion of the top, and now we're going to start working on the side panels. So from here, since I ended right in the middle, I'm going to chain up 1 and cut, and then reattach my yarn into one of the corners. I went ahead and attached my yarn onto my hook, so all we're going to do here is pull through. Then we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet. Then we're going to go into every loop with just 1 double crochet going all the way down. And I'm just going to be doing 1 row of this, so this is going to be my side panel, but if you guys need to do more rows of this, feel free. Once when you guys get to the end, just chain up 3 and then work your way back with double crochets until you guys get the length that you guys need for your side panels. But I'll meet you guys back once when I'm done with mine so that we can work on the back nets. I just finished up my row of double crochet, and what we're going to do from here is chain up 4. That's 2, 3, 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that second loop. So we're going to count out 1, 2, double crochet. Let's do this one more time together. Chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, count out 1, 2, insert your hook into that second with a double crochet, and this is going to be our net for our corset back tie. And we're going to do this all the way down, and then we have 1 more row to do on this side, and then we can do the other side. But I'll show you guys what to do once when we get there. I guess I won't cut since we are right about here anyways. Chain up 1, and then this is my last net. But once we get here, what we're going to do is chain up 1, flip our work, and then just go in with 1 single crochet into every loop just to make this more sturdy. Once when we get to the end, we're going to cut and tie and then do the same exact thing on the other side. So for me, it's going to be a row of solid double crochet, a row of nets, and then a row of single crochet on top of that. And then I'll meet you guys back once we have all that done. Now we have our side panels all done, and now we need to work on the super itty bitty single crochet border plus the straps, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But this is going to be fairly simple. We're going to single crochet once into every kind of loop. There's no real loops, but We're going to do that all the way up until we get to this corner, and then we're going to work on our straps, but I'll show you guys how to do that when we get there. So how this is going to work is we're just going to chain up 1, and then these 2 are going to be some side double crochets. So all we're going to do is put 2 single crochet into each of those side double crochets. And then from here until we get to this top peak, these are going to be loophole-ishes. There's no real loops, so we're going to have to 1, figure it out, and 2, you guys already know, don't put too many single crochet in an area. Otherwise it'll bunch up, but I'll meet you guys back until we get here. So once we made our way up to this top corner, now we're going to work on the strap. And then this isn't going to be a halter strap, this is going to be a spaghetti strap. So all we're going to do is put this up to ourselves. We're going to measure this. This is going to go up and over your shoulder, and then it's going to connect to the back portion. So go ahead and make that chain of whatever measurement you guys have. In the next clip, I'll tell you guys what I actually have. And then we're going to work our way back down the chain and then work across, do the same thing over here, and then go back. So it's going to be a little bit of a thicker chain, but I'll, talk to you guys about that when we get there. But I'll tell you guys in the next clip how many inches I have. So I have made my 15-inch chain that fits perfectly to go up and over your shoulder and then to connect to this back half. And I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to connect it. So this is going to be up to you guys depending on where your back panel is. You guys can either connect it to this corner or to the middle or really anywhere else you guys want to connect it to, but I'm actually going to connect it right in between where our loops are and where our solid row of double crochet, to where our solid double crochet row is. So we're just going to connect it into that loop that's on top with a slip stitch. And then once we have that, I'm going to slip stitch once going towards our loops, so going towards the outside. And then from here, I'm going to flip my work and then single crochet going back down my chain. And then we're going to single crochet across and then do the same thing on this side. And then single crochet all the way back down. And I'll meet you guys back once we have all of that done. So this is what we have. We are just about done. We just have to work around our second strap and then we can cut and tie. And I'm just going to show you guys how to do that. You guys are going to want to figure out which side will be your outside and which will be your inside. So I actually want this part to be the outside. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold the strap over and then I'm just going to negate this strap entirely and just reach over it and then insert my hook into that next gap with a single crochet and then continue on with my pattern. And then once we get down here, we can chain up 1 and cut. And then this is the top all finished. And once we have finished all of that, we can take a look at our top. This is looking real cute. But the last thing that we have to do is actually just make a strap that can weave in and out of all of our ends. And I'm just going to make a regular strap of about 45 inches. And then once we have that strap, all we got to do is just weave in all of our ends. This is our cutout bralette all finished up. I feel like such a magical baby unicorn in this, and y'all can too. Just follow the link in the description to Lily Mo Designs Etsy page and get 10% off. But this top is perfect for summer. I couldn't be happier with how it turned out, and if y'all agree, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a really long way to helping the channel grow and gain some traction. But if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, but be sure to leave me a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. Or if you have any requests, want to say what's up, I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a little bit more priority when it comes to requests. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority when it comes to requests, and it goes a really long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making these great videos for you guys. If you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you guys right away. And also, please share with your crafty friends. Every bit helps. The link to the hooks will be in the description along with the link to the yarn that I just mentioned. And if you guys use those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.